In this video, we're going to cover adding a contact form to your WordPress site. Now, there are many contact form plugins for WordPress, and in this video, we're just going to be using the Contact Form 7 plugin. So let's go ahead and install it, and we're also going to touch on a couple of the features and configure those features as well. The first thing we want to do, though, is go ahead and create a page for our contact form. So let's go on over here to Pages and click on Add New from within the dashboard here. And here, just give it a title, whatever you want to appear on the navigation bar at the top. I'm going to go with Contact Us. And you want to just leave the rest of this blank. All we're doing at this point is giving it a title, clicking on Publish. And we'll leave the rest of this for later. While we're here, let's go ahead and click on View Page, just to show you that there is nothing up my sleeves. There's nothing here. It's just a blank page with no form. Hopefully that's going to change here in a minute. But you see here, that's the link, though, that shows up on our navigation bar. So we come on back here. Now we want to install our contact form. And we come over here to the subpanel plugins and just left click on Add New. And by default, we're brought to the proper page. Search, Term, and then here just type in Contact Form 7. Make sure you have the number 7 in there, otherwise you're going to get a lot to choose from. So we just want this one. Click on Search Plugins, and it'll probably be the very first one, and it is. Just left click on Install Now, click on OK, activate. And by doing this, you're also adding an additional panel down here in our dashboard called Edit. But we can also get to the same spot by just clicking on Settings here under the plugin. And basically, that's all we need to do now, is to simply add this shortcode to our page. But while I'm here, I want to mention that you have a lot of extra customization that you can do with this. Under the Generate tag, hit that drop down arrow. You can mess with the text field here. You can mess with the email field here. Text area here. If you want to make the boxes bigger or smaller. You want to add a quiz, you want to add a CAPTCHA code, you want to add a file upload section, change the submit button, all kinds of cool stuff here that you can add to this. But we'll get to that here in just a second. Also on the mail and mail to, this down here is what goes to you, the person that they are sending that contact form message to. So you want to make sure this email address here in the to box is you, the email address that you will most likely use. So if you've got a whole bunch of Gmail addresses, for example, and you only really pay attention to one of them, that's the one you want to put in here. The rest of the stuff is pretty well fine and dandy by default. This is the message body that you'll be getting. So if you wanted to change any of this here to be more of a message to you as to where this particular one's coming from, as if this is not enough, then by all means go ahead and mess with this down here and configure it to your liking. Now the mail to, if you tick this box here, then, and also save it, but if you tick this box here, then the person sending you the message will also receive an email saying that message was sent properly. Or if it wasn't, they will receive an email saying that this was screwed up on your sending the message, go back and fix it, kind of thing. So most everything on here is fine just the way that it is by default. Now there are other short codes that you can add in here to make this a little more personalized, give you a little more information. For example, if you want to add a short code in here that would tell you the IP address or the website or other information from the person sending you this contact form, well, all you have to do is go to the contact form page. You can do that right up in here. The website of the contact form. Go right here. That'll take you to the page, or if you go to the docs, I'm going to open this in a new tab here. This is additional information that you will get about the plugin that I'm not going to be covering in this video because I want to keep it under an hour. But for example, if you come on down here to special mail tags, just left click on that. These here are additional short codes you can add to your mailbox or the form for your mail that will give you information on the client IP address, the URL of the contact form, the date of the submission, the time of the submission, all kinds of cool additional stuff if you're, kind of an information junkie like me and you got to have that stuff. Anywho, that's where you would put this right down here. Now then, let's go ahead and show you the basic form. Just select this by left clicking on it, then right click and copy that into your clipboard. Come on back here to the page that we just created, the blank Contact Us page. Left click on Edit. And with a short code, you can enter it in either the Visual tab or the HTML tab. So I'm just going to paste this puppy right in there. Click on Update. Come on back here to our Contact Us blank page and refresh. And now we have our form. Now, remember I told you about all those items that we can customize? Well, one of those items is we can make the subject, for example, required. We can make the message box bigger or skinnier. By the way, this is the number of columns. That would make it wider. And this is the number of rows. So whenever we come on back here, and we come on back to our edit the form, and we come up here to text area, for example. That's where the message goes. This is the text area right here. And under columns and rows, that's what I was referring to. The columns is the width. So if we made this 120, you can see it adds this extra code down here. So we want to select this just like we did before, get this in our clipboard, and over here under text area, replace this with what we just copied here. And it will transfer this information that we configured over here to our form. So now let me come on up here and click on Save. And if you don't click on Save, whatever you're doing over here is not going to take. Come on back here, refresh the page, and boom, there you go. Of course, that's overkill. We don't want to go 120, but that's the columns that we're referring to. And I just want to get rid of this here. I think that'll do it. Come on back here, see if I screwed it up. And there we are, right back to where we were. And that's just one little tidbit of info as far as these other items. For example, I wanted to add a CAPTCHA code there. Shows you right here that you can, but you first have to add this additional plugin. So I'm going to copy this because I don't want to go here to get it. By doing this, it would take you away from your site to the WordPress.org site where you have to download the plugin, unzip it, upload it, FTP it, all that other kind of stuff. We don't want to do that. We want to do it the easy way, right? Go to Add New, paste that in there, search plugins, install, OK, activate. See a little pattern forming here on how to install plugins. And now then, if we come on back to our contact form edit page, come on back here to our CAPTCHA form, you see we're able to go now. Now down here you also have optional items that you can configure, whether you want the small, medium, or large image. And I'm going to go with medium. You can see how it changes down here. If you want to change the foreground color or background color, you can do that as well. But I'm just going to stick with this. Now here you simply add these short codes. I would do it just above the send button or the submit button. Now I would also add in here above these and below the text message box some kind of an instructions to the person submitting this that, hey, this is what you got to do. These are to prove that you're a human, not a robot. So just put what you see in the CAPTCHA image into the box below. So let's go ahead and do that now. Or something to that effect. Again, use your imagination. But if you don't put anything in there, then your visitors will see the CAPTCHA image and the box, the blank box, and they might just wonder, what the heck do I do? Because not everybody that's coming to your site will be a WordPress expert, quite possibly. So anyway, we want to paste that short code there and this short code below it. And as it says, this is the image, this is the input field. So now I'm going to come on back up here, click on Save. Come on over here, and you don't have to add the new code to your Contact Us page anymore. It will do it all dynamically. All the changes you make here will happen dynamically just by you making this one entry into your Contact Us page the one time. From here on out, any changes you make here will automatically take effect. So let's just refresh the page. And you can see here what I'm talking about. So if this were not in there, then you would just have the text space here, the send button here, and this stuff in the middle. And they may wonder, well, what the heck do I do here? And if they don't enter it, then they click on send, then they're going to get an error message, and they got to do everything all over again. So save them some time and hassle, and just put a little bit of a blurb up here as to what to do with this stuff. And that's basically it. Again, you've got all the customizations here, the mail that goes to you. Double check the email address to make sure it's one you get, and the email that will go to the visitor provided you have this box ticked and you click on Save. At this point, I should also mention that this is but one of many contact form plugins. Another fantastic one that I use on some of my other sites is called Fast Secure Contact Form. So if you're interested in another option, then have a look at that one as well. This is going to bring to a close this video on adding a contact form to your WordPress site. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.